Today we're gonna be talking about external monetization of your OFM. Guys, we have to understand something. We cannot have a business, a real business based on Onlyfans. That's not how it works. Why? Because most of the girls, okay, not even most of the girls, all of the girls can always recover their account. It doesn't matter how good was your process of, we'll change your password, your email, you will never find it. They will always recover it because their account was basically verified under their ID. Yeah, you have to understand that. So you cannot build your business around, or at least a big business, just around monetizing your OFM on OnlyFans. That sounds kind of weird, isn't it? Doesn't it? Basically, because OFM is OnlyFans management. Yes, that's what I want you to understand. OnlyFans management is moving to the next level. Woo! Basically, to protect yourself, you need external monetization. One thing we have to understand is that what's OnlyFans management? OnlyFans management is generating leads, through, in my case, social media, and I would love to think that also your case is also social media. We've been working with dating apps, we've been working with Reddit. That's not high quality traffic. For the next step, which is external monetization, we have to understand one thing, leads generation, then product. The product is basically the model, and then selling is basically through chatting, and the selling is basically chatters. So as every business, as every online business is, leads, social media, product, info product. In this case, the info product is nudes, and chatting is basically the salesman. The sales piece, the closer. So we have to understand one thing. I always tell you guys, to not over-sexualize your model. And now you will all understand why I always say that. Why your traffic should be through influencer plus niche content. In my case, for example, I will tell you just with my example. I have a model, we've been working with her for a while, and she's in the niche of sexology. So sexual, basically like sexual psychology helps men become better in bed and blah, 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 blah. This shit, but she's not sexualized. She's basically positioned as a psychologist. We position her as a psychologist. So what happens is, I will actually show you the amount of views we generate with her, so that you can basically understand it. Look, this is the amount of views we are generating with her right now. I hope you can see it. 120 million views in the last 30 days with not over-sexualized niche content. Sexology, niche content. For every person who sells info product, every person who sells info product knows what 120 million views is. Every person, every single person. For me, for example, every sale I do on my Instagram account is 10k euros. So we have to go from there. We generate traffic. We are professional at generating traffic right now. Me as an agency and you as an agency, we are professional at generating traffic. That traffic comes from high quality views. In my case, if your model is over-sexualized, for example, or doesn't have any special niche, I know lots of people think that to make real money on OnlyFans, you should become an influencer, like maybe Camila Araujo, Sophie Rain. They are not niche, they are like, and I always felt like that also, which is basically you start with viral content, just general viral content, then to make like a proper development of your account, you go to niche viral content, to differentiate yourself from all these other influencers. And then the last step is influencer, is basically showing off and just yapping on camera or whatever. I always thought like that also, because the last step is like, okay, Sophie Rain is making the biggest amount of money and she's just yapping on camera and dancing. Camila Araujo, same shit, all these big models. Yes and no. Because in their case, for example, okay, Camila Araujo, she moved from OnlyFans to teaching girls how to make OnlyFans. Okay, that's not what I mean. I want my girls to maybe not be that big on OnlyFans, but be very big in their niches. In this case, for example, the niche I showed you of sexology. Why? You would ask me, Mark. Why would you sacrifice OnlyFans growth for niche? Because we are getting into external monetization. From now on, every one of my models go through these phases. First phase, she comes into my agency. We have to make them big amount of money fast, because models get very anxious and they need fast money, and we have to understand this is women, and women don't understand the long-term game. So fast money, we put them into some niche, we find viral content for them, we film this viral content, and then we monetize on OnlyFans. This is the fastest way to monetize, of course. OnlyFans is the fastest way to monetize than every other info product there is, because it's fast to film, fast to build a team around, fast to generate leads. You don't need something exceptional for it, yeah? So the first thing we do, first months, we monetize through OnlyFans. That's what we are doing with this model. We are monetizing her from OnlyFans, but she's generating 130 million views per month. Do you know what's that? Do you know how much we make per lead on OnlyFans? Per fan, not per lead, per fan. Let's say $3-4 subscription plus $30 in the best case scenario per fan, average spend, plus some crazy whale who will spend 10K. Okay, $33 per fan, per sale, and we're generating 130 million views. You know where we can make big money through small sales? No, through a smaller amount on sales? Info products. There are guys like me, for example, we sell, in my case, my info product sells for 10K. 10K per one sale. I would always sacrifice low ticket sale for high ticket sale. I always prefer high ticket sale. That's why we are moving this girl who was at some moment, an OnlyFans model. Now we are cleaning up her profile. We took away the OnlyFans link. Okay, we are sacrificing maybe 2 months of generating money on OnlyFans, but she already knows that. We can always come back to that. We can always make her money on OnlyFans. It's okay. We already made her enough money for her to survive for the next 2-3 months, for us to change all her perspective, all her profile. She is now basically the reference in sexology in the Spanish market, literally the reference, because no one generates that amount of views, and that amount of views in niche content is fucking crazy. Like, I cannot even generate that on business content, yeah, and she's generating that on sexology. We have to understand 99% of that audience, 99% of her audience is guys who are looking to improve in bed. It's not guys who just see her as an OnlyFans model. It's not guys who just follow her because she is pretty or whatever. No, they are really interested in her content. That's why I always tell you guys to never do content just because the model is beautiful. Do content with some perspective, some niche, because then we will be able to monetize. What we're doing now with this model is basically cleaning up her profile. I will send her to some podcasts around here in Spain for her to basically be seen and start to being seen as a reference in the market, because for now she's just viral. Yeah, we need to move that virality towards reference, towards some influential person in the sexology market, a person who can really improve guys' performances in bed, whatever, yeah? Now we're doing that. Why? Because in the next months, we will move her from OnlyFans model to sexology info product sales. What we can sell fucking courses, we can sell consultations, we can sell mentorships, high ticket. We are moving now from generating 33 euros or dollars per fan to 1,000, 2,000, maybe 10,000 euros per fan. Less work, more profit. That's how it works. So we start off with just a normal OnlyFans model, but the content we do is we sacrifice all this Sophie Rain, we sacrifice all this Camila Rojo, which, by the way, I never understood. Yeah, I understand that maybe they are just already so big that it doesn't matter, but their content is just shit. Yeah, if they started from zero, they wouldn't be able to build a proper brand now. But it's nothing. It's okay. So we sacrifice that. We do some niche content. We've already thinking about how are we gonna then sell, or what are we gonna sell in that niche. For example, I already think, okay, I want to get into maybe car dealerships or real estate. So my model will get into real estate, and from that I will just get into real estate after some months. It's much easier to get views from girls. That's the reality in social media. So we are basically now moving from OnlyFans management to info product to businesses. With this model, we will now sell an info product, do a proper launch, basically build a business around her. Then we will sell a product, a normal product related to sexology. Then we'll be able to sell lots of stuff around her, yeah, and build a proper business with her as an image. The social media accounts are mine. The monetization, everything else is mine. So I can really build a proper business around her, the same way I do around my image, the same way I do around every other image. So it's not just OnlyFans management, yeah. Now it's much more. It's an really every model is just an image for online businesses, yeah. Also, just for me to end it, you have to understand one thing. There is a lifetime value in every model, in every OnlyFans model. You have to understand, girls don't really like OnlyFans. They do OnlyFans because they need big money fast. So they life, it's not value, how much time they spend or how much time they stay in your agency working is quite low, yeah, because they are looking into, okay, I will make fast money and I will just live from that money the rest of my life. But now we are starting as an OnlyFans model. They have basically some time they are willing to spend working as an OnlyFans model, but then we are moving them to some just general online business. Yeah, so they are not seen, or they don't see it that bad as bad as OnlyFans. So they will stay in your business, in your agency, for years. Yeah, for literally years. So for me to close it up, we are moving to a new era of OnlyFans, OFM, OnlyFans management, and I wouldn't even call it OnlyFans management anymore. It's just, we're professional, we're marketers, we bring lots of traffic. Why don't we monetize that traffic properly? Why there are fucking guys with 3,000 followers making 100k a month, and we, from a model who does 130k, a million views, fucking niche views, make 20k a month? Why? When we can make literally millions. So that's the process, guys. That's the process. By the way, just for you to know, I launched an info product myself, and it's a made-for-you agency. Literally a made-for-you agency under my systems. You can look it up under basically the profile. Of course, it's expensive, but it's made for you. And it's not only made for you, it's properly developed with systems. We build a team around it, and we also make money on it before selling it to you. 4 figures agency, already making 4 figures, scalable, systemized, and with a team. And I also, well, basically long explanation, you can see everything under the video, but it's not a course. I don't like selling course. It's literally, I sell you a proper business. Scalable business, you can scale it to whatever numbers you want. See you.